Hey guys, it's Mo. So I'm here today to share with you my e.l.f. favorites. And that sounds kind of funny considering this video is going up around Christmas. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, although I don't know how you could be unsure what I'm talking about, I am talking about the Eyes Lips Face brand. Affordable products at like a ridiculous price. There are definitely some standouts and definitely some things that are hit and miss. Because the brand is mostly online, it's hard to decide what might be great and what might be kind of meh. But I have some things to recommend to you, and I want to recommend them to you in a different sort of way. There are some things from e.l.f. that are great for beginners. There are other things from e.l.f. that are great for beginners, great for people who want a more luxurious sort of feel to their makeup. The most notable difference that I'm going to talk about is their $3 studio blushes versus their mineral blushes. So I have a whole bunch of stuff that I wanted to talk about today, so let's just jump right into it. The first thing I want to talk about are eyeshadows. Now, e.l.f. does a lot of crazy stuff with eyeshadows. You can get single baked eyeshadows, single panned eyeshadows. They're like $1 shadows. You can get single mineral shadows, and you can get palettes. I will talk about all of those actually here right now. I won't talk about all of them because I don't have any of their $1 eyeshadows. I find those are like a waste of my time because you can get a different feel or a different experience with palettes and whatnot. So first, let's talk about palettes. I have 3 palettes to share with you today. I believe these are going to be 2 nude palettes, yes, and then 1 brights palette. So let's just talk about the palettes to begin with. You can find palettes on their website. They have a bunch of different holiday stuff too. I need to get something else. I'm so prepared for this video. I was unprepared for the other video I filmed, this sort of get ready video. What? Get ready with me video. I was unprepared too. So anyway, the palettes, there's a bunch of different options. I'm just going to talk about the ones that come in packaging like this. They used to be white, they used to be black like this, they used to be black like this. So, I mean, they change their palettes up all the time. You're getting a good deal. A lot of the times these are, I'll leave the price right here because I believe they're under $10, maybe. But you're getting, what is this? You're getting 32, whoa, that took a long time for me to add. You're getting 32 pans. Why won't this stay open? You're getting 32 pans and these type of eyeshadow palettes. The other palette that I have doesn't have a name as well. I believe I got it, and it's well loved. I use this a lot. You may remember this from my really old video on what to look for in an eyeshadow palette, and I used this a lot when I was first getting into makeup. And that's the other thing I wanted to mention. I'm getting all out of order. The other thing I wanted to mention are these palettes. They're great quality for beginners. They're great quality in general. However, as you move on and progress in your love of makeup, you will definitely notice that these do not compare to Lorac shadows, for example, at all. But they're still good. I find that if you're traveling or whatnot, you don't want to bring your expensive, like I have my Lorac Mega Pro. I really want to bring it home for Christmas, but I'm not going to, because if it gets cracked or if it gets broken or if it gets lost, it's irreplaceable. So, you might want to invest in a good palette, but that's not too much in price. So those are the eyeshadow palettes. Great for beginners, great for anyone really, but they're really going to be good for beginners if you're just starting out and you don't want to be like, bam, oh my god, I put too much eyeshadow on. They're really blendable. They're really great. I love them. The next thing, I actually have a review on my blog, and they are the baked singles. Let me just grab them here. So they are in packaging like this. You can get them from Target, Walmart, wherever you can find e.l.f. for the most part. I have a review of these on my blog. This is the shade Toasted. I think I have more upstairs, but I just grabbed a few to show you. This is the shade Enchanted. This is a really pretty duochrome type of deal. Then this is the shade Dusk. It's a nice black. And then a really pretty rose gold shade is the shade Pixie. And I mean, they're really nice baked shadows. They swatch rather nicely. They go under your eyes rather nicely. You can use these because they're shimmery. You can use them wet all over the lid to get a really cool look. They blend out nicely. I really like these. I would suggest these if you want to get into baked shadows. e.l.f. is a great way to segue into baked shadows. I love these. I believe these are $3. The next eyeshadows I want to talk about are their mineral eyeshadows. Now, when it comes to moving up, I'm shaking the camera, when it comes to moving up in the world of e.l.f. makeup, you're getting more luxurious quality from these, if you kind of grasp what I'm saying. They're so smooth. I would say they might be on par with like Lorac shadows. This is the shade Beauty Queen. And then I have another one upstairs as well, but then this is a purpley taupe shade in Miss Popular. They're really, really nice and pigmented, and they just apply well. They blend nicely. I love them. Oh, smudge pots. I don't know where, I'm not going to get up and get it, but they have the eyeshadow bases, the smudge pots, and I definitely compare those to not to the Maybelline Color Tattoos, because those don't stay on me at all. I compare the e.l.f. smudge pots to the Mary Kay cream eyeshadows. I think because the Mary Kay ones, they last so long, the e.l.f. ones last long as well. So those are eyeshadows that you can get on a regular basis. They also release, I'm going to jump into something else here that involves eyeshadows but also involves face products. They also release limited edition kind of things through Walgreens for the most part. Last year they did, and the year before that around Halloween, they did sort of a Disney villains kind of thing. I have two palettes here. I have the Ursula palette and I have the Evil Queen palette. I'll show you the packaging. I didn't pick up the matching ones, but the packaging is like this. I actually have most of the, what do you call it, the products out, but it came, this is the Ursula package and this is the Ursula eyeshadow. It came with a removable eyeshadow, what is this, 6-pan eyeshadow thing. It had a mascara, an eyeshadow, an eyeliner. I believe it had a brush or two, and then it has the primer down here, and I believe it had a lip gloss as well. I like these because you can take out the sections or the things that you want and take them with you. You don't have to bring this whole big packaging. So this was from the year before, the Ursula palette. I had all of them, and this is the Maleficent palette. It came with all the same sort of stuff, different colors, but the same sort of thing. This year they released different beauty books. My Ariel one is broken, which I'm really sad about. Different books that were $9.99, and these come with non-removable type of products. And then there was eyeshadows. This has 2 bronzers, a brush, another eyeshadow brush, and a lip gloss. And this was the Ariel one. They had a Snow White one. I'll just give you a quick peek inside of them because, whoa, stuff's gonna fall out. This one had a blush with it, some eyeshadows at the top. And then this one, that was Snow White. This one is Good and Evil with Maleficent and Sleeping Beauty. I'm going to see if anything falls out here. And you had the daytime or the good and the nighttime or the evil up here with 2 lip glosses and a big mirror. So I want to recommend those from e.l.f. because it's really cool to just have little collector items, especially if you love Disney, and you can put these on your shelf and they look really nice too. You can use the products. However, I don't like that these weren't, the products weren't removable. However, you could depot them, but I think that takes away from it. So there's that. Moving on to more face products, let's talk about foundation. I do have a full review on my blog of this foundation. This is the e.l.f. Acne Fighting Foundation. It comes in a little squeezy tube kind of deal like this. You get 1 fluid ounce. It has salicylic acid, witch hazel, camphor, tea tree, and aloe. I cannot attest to its acne clearing properties. However, it has amazing coverage. I really do like this foundation. When they have 50% off sales, this foundation I believe is $3. I have the shade Porcelain and I really do love it. So I recommend that. Another foundation I want to recommend that's kind of dirty is the mineral foundations. I have 2 different types. I have the Personal Blend foundation, which has 4 different quadrants here, and it has a sifter. It did have a dividing sifter where you could rotate it around and only dump out some of the colors that you wanted to create your own. However, I just blend all 4 together to give me my shade, and I have the light and the medium shade. I find that, what are you chewing on? I find that this suits me well all throughout the year, actually. Then I have the just straight up mineral foundation. It comes in a little sifter like this. I have the shade Fair and the shade Light. You open it up. Whoa! This went everywhere. Sift it out into the lid. And I like to use the e.l.f. powder brush. Oh, I just got that everywhere, all over me. I like to use the e.l.f. powder brush for their mineral foundations, and we'll get to brushes later. The next thing is the mineral blemish powder. This is in the shade Sheer. I think it has zinc in it that's supposed to clear up your blemishes. I just like this sometimes when I feel like I have a particularly problem zit going on. I just put this, I use this to set it instead of my other powder, just for an added, it couldn't hurt kind of thing to clear it up. The next thing is still face. We're going to move on to blushes. And like I was saying with the eyeshadows, there are like varying degrees of awesomeness for e.l.f. Obviously, or maybe not obviously if you don't know, there are the $1 blush compacts. I don't have any of those because much like the $1 eyeshadows, I feel like they're a waste of my time. What I did start off with though was the studio blushes. They come in a little package like this. It's kind of like NARS reminiscent. Everybody says that. I have two here just to share with you today. The shade Mellow Mauve is this shade here. And I mean, they're nice, they're smooth, they're okay, they're not bad. If you're a beginner, they'd be wonderful for you. They can be kind of, I don't want to say chalky or patchy, but they can be kind of powdery. But they apply nicely. I mean, obviously I haven't worked through mine in a really long time. This one, the packaging broke on, the little window here I can stick my finger through. But this is the shade Candid Coral. It's just a nice little coral shade. They do get a weird, like, I don't want to say film, but like a weird little bumpiness over them if you don't use them quite regularly. But if you maybe think, I don't want something that you're saying is maybe a little bit patchy or a little bit chalky, I recommend the e.l.f. mineral blushes. These are $6 if I'm not mistaken. I have the shade Wonderlust. Actually, I have 3 shades here. I'm only going to pull out my 2 favorites though. Wonderlust and Jet Setter. They are so silky and creamy, and if you saw one of my videos, I actually did tap my brush on the bronzer and it completely shattered. So be careful with that because they're so just, I don't know, smooth and just the way that they're pressed. They're just very, I don't know, I would say they're high quality, and you need to be careful with them because they're just so soft. They don't kick up a lot of powder. They're beautiful. These are more pigmented, I would say, than the other ones, so you have to be a little bit lighter handed with them. The final thing I want to talk about when it comes to blush, I have the other one, but I'm going to leave it over there, are these actual blush quads. There are 2 of them. There's dark and there's light. This is the shade Dark. It has a giant mirror here. You get 4 quads of, I'm shaking the camera again, you get 4 quads of beautiful blush colors. I love this, love this, love this, love it, love it, love it, love it. Now we can move on to lip stuff. First off, I thought I had another lip liner, but I have no idea where it went, but I do love their mineral lip liners. This is the mineral lip liner in Raisin. I have a tutorial up with it, or not a tutorial, but a get ready with me up using this and one of their e.l.f. matte lip creams that I did back in November. That leads me to talk about the e.l.f. matte lip creams. I have a whole bunch of the shades. They're just like twist up, what do you call these, like lip crayons. I have the shade Tea Rose, which is a really pretty, you know what? I love this color. I've been looking for a color. I believe NYX Power and Lorax, is it Goddess? It's like a purple shade, exactly like this. And I have been wanting it, and now I know that I have it in the matte lip cream. Then this is the shade Praline. It's a darker brownie nude color. I like that for the whole 90s stuff that's going on now. Then the shade Natural is a little bit pinker. And let's roll that down. The shade Coral is like a really pinky color. It's not really coral. I would say. There's also a red shade that I have in my makeup basket for this month that I've really been loving too. And the final lip thing are the e.l.f. Essential lipsticks. The packaging is not the greatest on these. It gets kind of messy and it's not really smooth. It's not really pretty, but they do the job. The shade that I'm wearing actually right now is in the color Fearless. These are $1. $1 stinking dollar. You can also find these online. Great for 50 cents if you get the 50% off sale, but you can find them at Target and Walmart as well. They smell like Sweet Tarts. They're like fruity and tangy, and I love it. So this is the shade Fearless, a really pretty red color that I'm wearing right now. Then I just pulled some more out of my collection, Fantasy, which is a brown nude color there. And then the shade Voodoo, which is like a mauve pink color. They are glossy. They're really pigmented though. What I did for my lip today is I applied it and then I blotted it off, applied it and then blotted it off. And I find that makes it last a little bit longer through the day. So, I mean, when it comes to lip colors, I think that there's no like gradation of awesome. I think that all their like pigmented, I don't want to say pigmented, all their lip colors that are solid lip colors, not like lip glosses or lip stains or whatever, because I don't like there's like a jumbo lip marker kind of thing. I don't like that. Any of their glosses, I don't like. Any of their liquid products, like liquid lip stuff, I don't like. Now if they release like a liquid lipstick and it's supposed to be like the Too Faced melted liquid lipstick, I'm probably going to snatch that junk up because it's probably going to be amazing. But I love the Essential Lips. I love the jumbo pencils or the matte lip creams. What are these called? Matte lip colors. Matte lip colors. They're mineral lip liners. Those are all great. I also want to recommend some brushes. So I have a whole video on my favorite e.l.f. brushes, but I just wanted to throw them in here as well. First is the e.l.f. complexion brush. This is a really big paddle type of brush that you can use to set your makeup. You could use for blush, you could use for bronzing. It's just big and fluffy, and I think it's multi-purpose and it's amazing. The next one is one I was talking about, the e.l.f. powder brush that I like to use with the mineral foundations because it's dense and you can just really buff it into your skin. You can also use this, whoa, did you see all that powder fly out? You can also use this for liquid foundation. However, I find that now that I've progressed in my sort of makeup obsession, that this is not the best for it. However, if you're just starting out and you want to try a sort of buffing kabuki brush, this is amazing for that. For concealer, they have the Flawless Concealer Brush. I like this if I do need to blend out some concealer, or maybe I need to blend something under my eye. It's really dense, but not too tuggy, it doesn't pull at your skin. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Then the e.l.f. Blush Brush is way too small for blush, I think, but it's great for highlighting. It's also great for chiseling for contour, I think. Then we have there's the e.l.f. Large Stipple Brush, which I guess I left back there, which is exactly like the small stipple brush, only it's larger. That is good. The larger stipple brush is good for blush. It's good for bronzer. You can turn it on its side and get a really nice contour going. However, I like the smaller stipple brush for maybe cream blush or cream contour, cream highlighter, anything where you want to get a lighter application. I really do like those brushes. I have 3 of them, I believe. For eye brushes, I like the e.l.f. Crease Brush. This is actually new. And it's really, really tiny. You can get in there really to define the outside of your eyeshadow look. You can blend out your crease color. You could even use it for maybe a little bit of contouring on your nose, any other precision kind of things. Then you have the Eyeshadow C Brush, which is just a really big flat paddle brush. If you're starting out in makeup, this I think is great for packing color all over the lid. So I would recommend that. And then one that I've used actually one I've actually used as a lip brush is the Small Precision Brush. It just has a really small little brush bristles on it, and I've been using it with my LA Girl lip paints. I've been using it with anything that requires me to sort of get a precise application without the applicator that comes with the product. So that is that. So I believe that is all of my e.l.f. favorites, all my e.l.f. recommendations. I can't wait to, I'm filming this way ahead, but I'm probably going to have an e.l.f. haul for you all in January because I'm going to do a Cyber Monday, what do you call it? Cyber Monday purchase, because my e.l.f. bronzer that I would have recommended in here broke. It is so beautiful, but it broke, unfortunately. I was so sad. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to read more, you can read my blog. I will link it below, but it is 516thsblog.com. Any reviews on anything that I have, I will definitely link below. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Both are at 516ths. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you all later. Bye.